Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Hangout. I am the coach Hamdan. Alongside me is my friend and right-hand man, the Kuwaiti Cholo, Jacob.
Hola.
Well, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am excited about this because not just that he's my friend, but in my opinion, he is the most talented graffiti artist in Kuwait, for sure. I've seen a lot of the guys who try to emulate what other people are doing. This guy's completely original and completely talented. He is Abdullah Nizzy al-Enezi.
Oh, thanks, man. That was a very nice introduction. Very humbling, very humbling.
You know I do what I do.
We're good at what we do.
Yeah, no, but seriously, dude. Like I've known you for what? 6-7 years?
Yeah, about that.
Since 2009, maybe?
Yeah.
Probably the same for me, I think.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
basically in the same summer that I met Jacob, I met this guy, and let me tell you how I met this guy. I knew this guy named Bedr. He used to go with me to school. Jacob knows him as well.
He lives in Tampa now.
He lives in Tampa now, and this guy didn't like me, okay? But once he got to know me, we became good friends, and he says, dude, you have to meet Nizzy. And I was like, okay, so I'll meet this guy. And I met another guy that Nizzy knew, like another mutual friend. And this guy says that Nizzy was his best friend. And I was like, okay, this is a really skinny white guy with light brown hair. And he says he knows a guy named Nizzy. So I imagined a darker version of Hamid, basically. You guys remember Hamid?
Yeah, I remember.
I basically imagined a darker skinned and black haired guy.
Who's
but
just short and skinny.
Short and skinny dude. But then I meet him, and I don't think I clicked with anyone as fast as I did with this guy.
That is
You
true.
remember that, right?
Yeah, I remember that, man. We fucking clicked like that. We just started talking about everything.
Yeah, exactly.
He used to give
I
me
was
rides all the
surprised.
time. I remember that. He used to live in Ahmadi.
Because you guys live in the deep south.
The
Exactly.
dirty
South
South,
Dakota.
baby.
Dirty is right. But yeah, so I met this guy and we clicked right away. And then he shows me his art. I was like, damn, man, I didn't think anybody in this country was like that in terms of graffiti.
And every contest he goes to, he just smashes the competition.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
like no competition whatsoever in these contests.
Well, I appreciate your words. That's very nice of you guys to say.
Thanks. So let's just start this out really quick, really simple. How old were you when you got into graffiti?
I was 13.
13.
I remember. Yeah. I was in class, and there's this guy. He is pretty much the first guy to ever do graffiti in Kuwait. He is the person who brought it to Kuwait.
Really?
Yeah, his name is Hisham al-Jana'i. He's actually in America right now studying to be an architect.
Oh,
He's
that's cool.
out of touch with graffiti, but
Oh.
I'm sure if he just puts 5 minutes of his time to kind of get his touch back, he would be incredible. And he was basically practicing because we were kids, and when you first start, you look at other people's work for reference. Like for example, he had a photocopy of Cantu. He's a German artist, and he was just basically copying it to catch the flow.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? Because I was always an artist. My mom's an artist. I loved art, but I never found what I liked to do until I saw that.
All right.
And I'm like, what is it? And then he just explained. He's like, it's graffiti. They do it in the streets. You have to find a nickname, and then you write it over and over again in different styles.
Yeah, but
And
when was the first tag or first thing he ever put down? Like 2005?
Who, me?
No, him. The first guy you're talking about.
Oh, the first guy. I can't remember. See, I'm very bad with dates, but all I know is we were 13.
If you were 13, that was
I'm
basically
24
2000. Yeah, that was
Early
2000,
2000s.
2002, 2003, maybe.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that's when.
Alright.
That's pretty much when we started
Yeah.
tagging around.
Graffiti is pretty young in this country.
Yeah.
But there was graffiti before that, but it just means like
It was
Mukham
really
scene,
shitty. It
yeah,
was
just
terrible.
some dude writing his last name, and it's just like.
Yeah, but see, that's not
And it was
really
all
graffiti.
bubbles. It was
Yeah,
all
yeah.
bubbles. That's all people did. They only knew how to do the bubble kind of graffiti. Nothing really that original or that
Or,
kind of outgoing in terms of art.
Yeah, but you see, because when it first started off, I remember there was these people that just mimicked because graffiti was so new to the country that people didn't realize, like, people didn't know about it.
Yeah.
So if I copied anyone, who's gonna know?
Exactly, yeah.
So at first, there was a lot of people who were just gimmicks. They were just copying people.
And
Like,
this
for
is
example,
early internet, yeah.
yeah. For example, there's this guy. I used to actually write Cope. Cope is an New Yorker. He's like legendary in the graffiti world.
Uh-huh.
He used to write his name and no one would know he was copying, except us, of course. We knew. And that's why after a while he kind of got outshined because the only thing he was able to copy was Cope's throw up. A throw up is basically the bubbles. And yeah, so you know that was just the beginning. But a lot of people actually like right now the graffiti scene is really growing. People are taking it seriously. There's more people involved, and like I'm glad to say that I'm one of the not only me, of course. I'm one of the few people that started off graffiti being original, doing my own thing, not copying.
So like a foundation. You're the foundation of this country, man.
I wouldn't say I'm the foundation. I would say there was a handful of people that were the foundation, which is me, Hisham Najna'i, Bukhamsin, Abdullah Bukhamsin. Abdullah Bukhamsin is insane. You should see what he's doing right now. It's incredible. He even owns Montana Gold in Kuwait. And
Really?
Yeah. And I'm planning on owning MTN soon. You know, just because right now it's already owned, but I'm very close with the owner, so. I might actually become partner and take control of the spray cans section, and she take cares of the fine arts section because she's not really much into graffiti. So
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. But when you said you weren't, you might not have been one of maybe the founders of graffiti in Kuwait, but you didn't have to be the founder to be the best at it.
well,
Like,
thank you.
Yeah, like I know this is a really really huge comparison. Like Tupac Shakur,
Okay.
hands down greatest rapper of all time, hands down.
Mm.
But he wasn't the one who founded rap. You know what I mean? There are guys who came up with gangster rap before him. He just made it better. He just
Yeah.
improved it.
Yeah,
He
one
got it
made
well
the-
known. That's
he-
what you basically did. You got it better. You improved the graffiti in Kuwait. You got it to be known. You got it to be accepted. I mean, I've never seen a guy just because of his drawings got such a fan base.
Yeah, that's I don't know what to say to that, man. That's very humbling. That's very nice word.
I'm honest. You know me. I don't bullshit
Yeah,
at all. You know.
Yeah, no, I see your Instagram thing. There's a lot of people that look up to you.
Yeah, and you teach you're teaching. You were teaching at a time, right?
I teach here and there. I teach when I can.
Yeah.
Because I enjoy it. I mean, if I didn't get, thankfully I did get paid here and there for graffiti. But if I didn't get paid, I'd still be doing it. I'd still be teaching. I'd still be, because like sometimes these kids, they like graffiti, but they don't know the foundations. They don't know the basics. So they need to learn, and they usually like DM me like, hey, what do you think of this piece? What do you think of that piece? And I always tell them proper criticism. I always give them the time because I feel like they deserve it, because I didn't get that, because I didn't get that because no one was nice enough, but because no one was actually
There's no
Yeah.
experience.
exactly. We were all beginners at first,
Yeah.
the handful of people that started, we were all beginners. So, and we all like I could honestly say, like, at first, everyone's pretty much drawing with themselves. They wouldn't really put themselves out there because it wasn't fine art or anything that's accepted.
Yeah.
But honestly, I didn't care. I was like, I'm gonna do this, and I'm just gonna, one day I'm gonna be starting to get paid for this, and I want to be the person who brings graffiti out in the country as an art, and it worked. Thankfully, like I wasn't the only one, but maybe I would say I was one of the few that started it, and it worked. And now graffiti is like spreading in Kuwait. People are calling graffiti artists all over, and now there's a good base and foundation of the art of graffiti, which is amazing.
Yeah, people are getting small gigs, big gigs, all kind of gigs. Right?
Yeah.
So what
it's
about
really
the other
great.
countries like Bahrain, Qatar, Emirat? How they doing?
You have any idea what they're like
Yeah,
in terms of
how's their
graffiti?
scene
Yeah.
compared to ours?
You see, okay, like for example, in Bahrain, I don't know much. I know one guy though, and he's incredible. But he was into the fine arts, so he's actually very good with
So
drawing.
he's one of those that actually has a degree.
No, I don't know. I can't confirm that.
Ah.
I don't actually know. I just know the person, and he's really good at fine art, and he just mixed it with graffiti. Like his lettering styles,
Oh, like calligraphy, right?
kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
Like his lettering style is not so wild, not so graffiti, but his figures, and he mixed it with graffiti. And what made him stand out is the fact that how he draws his characters and those figures. But the lettering's always so like elegant. Not wild like graffiti is,
Yeah.
not like hip hop, but the figures, and the like the details he puts are insane. That's one guy I know from Bahrain, but I know that there is a scene of graffiti in Bahrain. And in Saudi, like, they had Montana Gold before Kuwait did. Montana Gold, of course, in Kuwait we had MTN first.
Yeah.
We didn't have Montana Gold.
But which one do you think is sort of better? Like, which one do you usually use? Don't say which one is better. Which one do you usually use when you try to do your art?
I'm used to MTN because I'm sponsored by them.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and other than the fact that I was so glad that they sponsored me because they're my preference. Because they're the colors that they have, they're so vibrant, and you get such clean lines. The caps, the variety of the caps, it's incredible. But I cannot say that Montana Gold or MTN are better than each other. It's literally Pepsi and Cola.
Yeah.
They're both amazing and a little bit different in their own way. If it was in my hand, I'd be using both.
Yeah, you see that, ladies and gentlemen? He is getting sponsored to paint. That's how legit this guy is. No one does that in Kuwait. This guy has done it. He's the first. Ladies and gentlemen, legit.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
But now, on the serious side, I remember the first time I actually watched you do graffiti right in front of me. Usually, I know you send me the pictures and you show me every now and then.
Yeah, I haven't seen you do one. Like, cause first of all, I wasn't even here for the past 5 years.
Yeah. But yeah.
We just kept in touch online.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I remember, I think it was the Silk Shark contest.
Yeah, I remember. I even wrote your name.
Yeah, exactly. See that, ladies and that's dedication right there. But yeah, like we watched, and there were like 20 people, 20 teams.
Yeah.
Trying to do one small.
It was a 2.5 by 1.
Yeah, basically
meters.
So they just had to do that canvases, and they wanted to do all that stuff. But the only person who actually did graffiti, everybody else was just drawing or painting or stuff like that. The only person that was actually doing graffiti was Nizzy. Like that, and it was a graffiti contest. Nobody knew what graffiti was. And what year was that? That was 2010, 2011.
Yeah, I remember back
then. I think it was 2009.
Yeah, I just came back
so?
from the States, and I was talking with him about the artist.
Yeah.
Back then. It was only me and him that knew what the
Yeah,
people were
it's
talking
ridiculous.
about.
It was ridiculous.
No,
I remember
but-
those girls that had the anarchy symbol. They
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
had the anarchy symbol, and you know what? Those girls were wearing hijabs.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
You are not anarchists.
Real
Don't use the
rebels right
anarchy
there.
symbol.
No, but see, the thing is, I know where that piece is from. There was a video game called Getting Up.
Yeah,
And it's basically a graffiti video game made by Echo,
yeah.
the brand, because he was a graffiti artist. So he decided, I want to make a game about graffiti. So you had to climb buildings and tag and stuff, and it was really fun.
Oh, yeah, I remember
One
that.
of the pieces that you had to that basically you choose to paint on walls was that one with the anarchy sign.
And she just copied that.
It was basically copied.
The hell.
Yeah.
Seriously.
No, but see,
no
that was back
originality.
then.
No originality.
True.
You have
maybe.
to you have to admit, if you want to win a contest, you have to do it legit. You have to do it originally. Your own piece of art. It's like cheating. Basically what she did. She wanted to win by cheating.
It's just copy and paste.
True,
Yeah.
but like at the
No
same time,
no talent.
it was very early in the graffiti. You could say, what's that word? It's basically the graffiti scene. It was
Yeah.
very early in the graffiti scene, and at first everyone was basically gimmicking. I didn't like it, but
I don't like that stuff.
Yeah.
It's
But
like
what
Carlos
can you do?
Mencia.
What can you do?
yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, the people who weren't gimmicking, they were very in the shadows. They just painted at home and on their own walls, and they didn't actually like. They were too scared to go outside and like show their work. You know what I mean?
But you can't
But
really
now
blame
they're
them.
out.
But you can't blame them.
Was
that's the thing,
Deviant
'cause-
Art a thing over here?
What?
Deviant Art, the website.
Yeah.
Was people putting stuff in there?
Yeah, some people did. I never used it because I'm not much into social media.
Oh.
So, and yeah, but people did use that. But illegally speaking, I don't blame them.
Yeah.
But legally speaking, you could have. I did it legal and illegal. I started off illegal, but then I got caught, and then I had to make a promise that I wouldn't do it again. I didn't give a shit about the cops. I just, I gave a shit about
I
my
remember
mother.
that story.
Yeah.
I remember.
I gave a shit about my mother, so I was like, Mom, all right, I promise I won't do it again. So I didn't, and I stopped since then. I was like, if I can't do it legally, I'll do it legally, and I'll make people appreciate it as an art.
Exactly.
And I could say I took the first step, but I'm not. I'm not gonna say I took the final step. We all took the final step.
Yeah, but like you said about those guys that were basically in the shadow.
Yeah.
Because they weren't going and doing all that stuff. You can't really blame them because Kuwait is not that much of an open-minded country. Let's admit.
Used to.
And it's hard to get around if you don't have a
It
driver's
still
license.
isn't. It's improving.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
improving, but it's not there yet. So when something new comes along, it's not very accepting of it. It takes a long time to accept something, and this is an art form. This is a legit art form. Okay, some people are tagging private property, and that's illegal and all that stuff.
And that's not even
that's
allowed
shitty,
in the
man.
graffiti scene. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
don't
exactly.
tag private property.
Exactly. Don't tag private property. So, but there are guys that are now doing graffiti completely legit, you know, and and especially around the world. But here, like, they didn't want to do it because they know it wasn't gonna get accepted. What if they get caught? What happens to them? You know, like, you know what I mean? So because it wasn't. This is not an open-minded country.
True, but you don't have to do it illegally to get accepted. You could have posted online. You could have done this. You could have done that. Got people to see your work. You know.
Exactly. But we didn't have social media like we have right now.
Yeah,
True,
that's what
but
we're
We
talking
didn't have
about.
Instagram at the time.
I started off with Facebook.
Yeah.
And it worked. Facebook was in back then. You know.
Yeah, but maybe they're not as social as you are. Because I remember you, because you are a pretty social person.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
if I was tagging back in the day and then have any friends, I'll just put it up there for anyone to see. And like not for just for Kuwaiti, it's just for like the world.
Everybody, yeah.
everybody.
Exactly.
Yeah, but these guys, see, they don't think of it that way. They don't think of it that way here. They think, oh, I can't do this. It's not acceptable.
But now they are, which is good.
Yeah, now they are. And thank you for that.
Well, I'm not the.
Thank
only
you for
one to
being
be
a part of that.
Yeah, all right.
All right. He's being too modest, ladies and gentlemen. Trust me.
No, I'm not being too modest.
But I remember. How long did we stay in Souk Shark to do that thing? A few hours, I think.
I think it took me like 3, 4 maybe.
3-4 hours. And how many? You did 3 canvases, I think.
Yeah, I did 3. Yeah, I remember. I did the first one.
I lost the pictures of those, man.
Same man. They're too old.
Who cares? But they were awesome.
Yeah,
he
they
did
were
mine
good.
in purple. He did mine in
Oh,
purple.
I
No,
remember
yours
that.
was black and red, man.
Are you sure? There was
Yeah,
one that
yeah.
was purple.
The purple one was Jay's, which is my old nickname.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And then there was a silver one, which wrote
And now you
Ace.
realize how stupid that nickname is.
No, I still like that nickname, man. It's just
Deep down inside, you just want to be called Jay again.
yeah. Jay's is where I started at.
Jay's sounds really bad. It's like there's another word that's very similar to it, but we can't mention it. We can't really mention it here.
No,
Especially,
but
yeah.
it's a funny story how I picked that name. I literally just put out the alphabet, picked out the letters I liked, and kept cutting them down until I had 4. And then I just made a word out of it, and I just rearranged them into J's. And I'm like, I like J's. It flows well. It has good balance. They flick off very nicely in the 2
It
ends.
rolls off the tongue nicely. as
Exactly. And it was my illegal name. But then, it's not. I only changed my name because I stopped doing it illegal and I started writing different words. I didn't have a certain nickname to
well.
write.
Exactly.
And then
People
one
knew
friend.
you by Nizzy then.
Exactly. Nizzy came out by accident. It's because my friend talked too fast. Everyone calls me Enezi, which is my family name.
Who's the one who called you Nizzy?
Reem.
Oh, Reem.
Reem.
Oh.
Yeah. She's the founder of the name Nizzy.
Well, when
Really?
you look at that, did you look at that?
Oh, you should give her some royalties, dude.
Oh man.
I swear, because she always talked so fast, and she was like, every time she wants to say Nizzy, she says Nizzy, and then I never paid attention, and then we were talking on MSN. Okay, that's how old this is.
Oh yeah.
This was in 2009.
Hey. She wrote.
Look, in 2009, I was in what's it called? The what came before MySpace? I don't know.
High five.
Yeah, I was still on High Five.
I never even had one of them.
And I was in the States. This is the States. We're supposed to be ahead. We're supposed to be in the first world country, and we're still using High Five. This was 2009. After 2009, it was MySpace. I was last to Facebook.
No, but that's in the U.S. We don't use MySpace here.
Yeah,
seriously.
Yeah, true.
You missed out, man. You missed out all the glitter pages. Man,
No, I had a friend.
Nah, truly, you didn't miss out on anything. Trust
No,
me.
I had a friend who was from the U.S. and she told me make a MySpace.
Do a MySpace.
Yeah, and I'm like, no thanks. And then she showed me her profile, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. This is exactly
Oh
why
yeah,
I didn't have a MySpace.
you open the fucking page. It's like it's blaring music. There's glitter everywhere.
Exactly.
You have a Caesar, and you can draw shit in their comments. Like they can put a little widget in there, and you draw anything.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
sometimes I check my page, and someone drew some dicks in there, stuff like that. It was a wild west. It was a wild west there.
Well, but I really did not know that. I
Yeah.
didn't know that she was the one who. Oh,
She actually
thanks
typed
a
it
lot.
out.
Thanks a lot, Reem. Hope you're listening to wherever you are.
She actually wrote Nizzy, and I'm like, Nizzy. She types how she pronounces.
Yeah, I know.
So I was like, Nizzy. That's a fucking good name.
That's cool.
I'm keeping that.
Yeah, but and Nizzy and you also use Niz sometimes. on
Niz
something.
for short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Niz for short. If you want to do a quick tag or something like that.
Or sometimes only because the N and the Z really balance out well.
Yeah,
So I can go really crazy with it.
yeah, that's good. But another thing that we had to talk about. What legit things have you done, like jobs,
Yeah.
the ones that you can talk about, obviously.
Yeah.
Things that you've already completed, things you've already done. What have you done so far, in terms of like graffiti for for companies or businesses?
Well, it started off like the first thing I did that was big that I think got me a lot of attention was in Slider Station. They asked me to what?
That's my family's, man.
What, really?
We own that shit, dude.
Really?
Oh, Wasta. I
Oh,
feel
so
Wasta
you
told
did
this
talk
place.
to Basil, huh? Did you talk to Basil himself,
Basel.
the
No.
owner?
No. I was brought in by a group who they were called Hiwab Al Jidab.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and they were like, they probably talked to Basil, and then they brought
okay.
me in.
Oh, that's cool.
And-
So like brokers.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
So,
They're
so
like
they
the
brought
hookup.
me in, and but they were actually okay. This is gonna be online, and I mean live, but like I don't really care. They were so annoying.
Yeah, who cares?
I mean seriously,
It's not-
man.
know, business is
doubt,
business,
I doubt
man.
you're gonna see them again, even though Kuwait is a really small country.
Yeah.
Who cares? If you were annoying, that doesn't mean you're a bad person. It just means you're annoying and you don't know how to talk.
No, because no. The thing is,
ما تعرفون تسولفون انتوا ترى.
they brought me a wall, right? And they were like, and the wall is in Slider Station, a lot of attention. So they're like, here's the theme.
You don't do that when it's while it was open, while the restaurant was open,
Or then they're, like,
was it
still-
closed?
Oh no, it's fine because it was on the outside. It's fine.
Okay, cool.
All right. Like if you go there, it's like there's still my piece is still there, and the what happened was they told me we want to collab. It was Pink Moon in Slider Station.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So they were like, we want a collaboration of two cultures, which is New York and Kuwait. So I came up with this idea. It was awesome because where is the origin of graffiti? New York. So I did this like and then it's filled with a background of graffiti. Like the background is just arrows and old school graffiti. You know, like no new school stuff. The only new school thing about it was the
Like the
I've-
origins.
Yeah,
the
like
origins.
Exactly.
Old
I
school
made it-
tagging, right?
Yeah. I made it so old school with the arrows and the 3D and everything. And then there would be a little kid in a dishdasha and a tagiya painting it.
That's fun.
Banksy
cool.
style, right?
Exactly.
Please do not tell me they rejected that.
They rejected it.
They are dumb.
You know what they said? They said we don't see the connection.
A Kuwaiti drawing old school graffiti.
They don't see the connection, how this is connected to two
See,
cultures.
that's the thing. They have no idea what graffiti is all
You
about.
just want
Exactly.
something copy and paste it. And that's awesome.
You know what I ended up doing? This is exactly what I did. This is what I thought. I was like, I will draw something that an idiot would like in this theme. So I was like, what's so symbolic about New York? I heart New York shirts.
Obviously.
Oh
So I
no!
was like-
Oh no!
No. When you want to, well, he's talking about in Kuwait.
Yeah.
What Kuwaitis think about New
Yeah,
York.
yeah,
what
exactly.
everything
I
that
hate that shirt.
it sucks. It sucks. But it's something people can know that he's talking about New York.
Exactly. And it's very in their face. New York and why?
Exactly.
Yeah.
If he did like the Empire State Building or anything like that,
No one's gonna
they would
know.
have no idea what that is. Oh, is that like the Eiffel Tower? That's
I'm
basically. I'm
So then I added the Kuwait Towers in the heart. Because
that's-
Kuwait Towers.
Yeah,
So I did something so simple and so literally stupid.
and they liked it.
And they were like, we love it. And I'm
Yes.
like, see, idiots.
Yes, it's very nice, very nice.
Yalla.
Who gives a shit? You got paid.
No, the thing is, it was
No,
volunteer.
no. Trust me. You, no matter what, even if you get paid, there's such a thing called creative.
But I painted
Control.
over it.
What?
I painted over it.
What'd you do over it?
Because, I got in contact with the owner of the store. And I was like, if you ever need to change the design, if you get bored of it, just let me know.
I'll do it for free.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
I'll
told
do
him
it for
under,
free.
under the table, huh? So
Hey,
under
hey,
the
hey.
table mischief right there.
I'll do it for free as well. You know, just
got-
hit me up.
yeah.
So what we did, and she actually agreed. So after like 2-3 months, she's like, yeah, let's do it. And then I called up my friend who owns MTN. So we did a small event, and she brought a booth selling the spray cans. So and promoting the spray cans. Like I'm promoting them by using them, and she's selling them on the side, and I'm showing them what we're doing. And at the same time, I collaborated with a Spanish artist called Scout, which is incredible. He lives in Amsterdam, and he is amazing. I've seen his work he started off old school lettering and stuff like that. It was really intense. But then he switched into more street art than graffiti.
Alright.
And it was really interesting. He definitely has his own style. He definitely has his culture involved. And the piece was that introducing two cultures together without mentioning which two cultures.
Exactly.
So what it was is he had a person standing in like a desert background kind of thing, and everything's pretty much dead, but his face, there's no face. It's just a galaxy. And out of that,
Galaxy.
Exactly,
That
his
is
face.
intense.
Oh, like the
Hey.
astronaut thing they're doing. What was it, Mashif? I saw a piece that was an
Yeah.
astronaut like inside the helmet was just a galaxy.
No, I didn't see that one though.
No.
But
Okay, what
that,
else?
Yeah,
yeah,
back
that
to
was
you.
that was his face, and out of that is like bubbles, like almost like a vision, you could say, like circles coming out, and then I painted I Heart Graffiti instead of the I Heart New York.
Well, it is similar. It is the
Exactly.
same idea. But that is way better
but
than
the,
their
the
idea.
inside of it, the fill of the letters was another galaxy, so they connect.
That is dope.
Yeah,
That is super dope.
it was so much better
Can't
than
believe
the
I
last
didn't
one.
see it.
Oh man, I'll show you a picture.
I'll go.
Yeah, for sure.
If I'll just go there and just
Yeah.
It's still up,
take
right?
a picture.
It was awesome, especially collaborating with someone. You
Yeah.
know, collaborating is always fun.
You seem,
Especially
you
with
seem to be the one
collaborating.
always working with international people.
Sorry?
You always work with international artists.
No, not really. Actually, it was only one time.
Oh,
but
really?
but I've always wanted to, and
Aren't you like the only one in Kuwait who has ever collaborated with somebody else legit from another country?
no, I wouldn't say. I did it, but I don't know if this counts as a collaboration.
The first.
I don't know if this counts as a collaboration, but El Seed, which is Arabic calligraphy graffiti artist,
Yeah.
we call it calligraffiti or something. I don't know, something like that.
Whatever.
But it's still pretty dope, you know, what he does. He came to Kuwait and people were involved into painting
Okay.
with him.
Yeah.
So that I think that
Did you
still
work with
counts.
him?
I actually missed the chance because by the time I found out, the signing up was closed.
Ah, damn.
Yeah. So I missed the chance, but
Hopefully you get another shot.
yeah.
That
and
sounds like something you could do with him. I think that would be really cool.
it would be fun, yeah. But also we have a Kuz crew, KUZ. It has the handful of people that take graffiti like legit, like I do. I can honestly say they're very good with their work. They're very good at what they do. They traveled and did graffiti. They
Where to?
they went to close by. They went to Dubai and Qatar. And
Still good. Yeah. It's not,
hey,
like,
it's-
it's not like I'm going to bag on them for, oh, you only went to Dubai.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
if you did graffiti in another country, dude,
yeah.
that's cool.
They
Yeah.
had the connections and they made it work, and I wish I had the same connections to make it work for me, you know. So I'm still trying.
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
build
yeah.
on it, man.
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
You know
but-
what? Make your own connections. Maybe you. I'm not going to assume anything, but maybe they knew people
Yeah.
who knew people.
But
You know,
that's nothing wrong with that. It's just business.
Yeah,
Exactly,
it's just
yeah.
what you could do. Since
And
you don't
they're
have.
definitely skilled enough. Like they're definitely very talented and deserving of it.
Yeah, but what you can do all this by yourself. You get to know people.
Yeah.
Know people. They might have got introduced by like a relative or something. I'm not going to say they did. Maybe. Don't get your panties in a bunch if you're listening. But what you could do, and I think you do have that ability, is you get so good that these people who know people take interest in you.
Yeah, that's my goal. That's actually what I'm trying to do right now, you know.
Hopefully.
Yeah. But you know, as soon as I graduated from college and time to be an adult, it takes time away from you to focus on your hobbies. But I'm never gonna let it get in my way. I'm still gonna keep
Hopefully. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, he actually got a job,
going. Yeah.
which means he is going to do it. He's just going to have like more priorities now.
Yeah, basically.
Well, and you can't blame I can't blame you for it. No one can blame you for it because, like, for people in the U.S. could have their job as graffiti artists.
Mm-hmm.
And they get tons of money out
Yeah,
of
look
it.
at Banksy.
But there's not a lot
he's
of
not
money
even-
in it here.
Yeah, he was the sole reason that L.A. got cleaned up because his art.
Saber, yeah.
Yeah, and they cleaned up all the art and they all moved to like exhibits. Like
Yeah, yeah.
Banksy was the first one to open up an exhibit and people will pay money to
No,
go see your art.
Banksy can die. Seriously.
Really?
Yeah,
I just-
he's fake, man.
Really?
I hate him with passion.
I just know that after thanks to him.
So that removes
they
him
clean-
from my next question.
Yeah.
What's your next question? I'd like to know.
No,
before
first
that.
continue this and
Yeah,
then we'll move on.
I remember they cleaned up the LA River. Long Beach is all cleaned up.
Yeah, the
there's
banks of the
places,
LA
but
River, yep.
it's nothing illegal now. Like if you want to do something, you have to get permission or you have to get hired to do it. So
Yeah, yeah.
what people do now, like all the big names that come to LA and they come to Venice, they open the exhibit, and people just walk in and just look, pay
Yeah, yeah.
$20 to $30. You go look and you get free wine. And you look at paintings. So you get a bunch of snobby ass motherfuckers there. But
No,
yeah.
it's an art exhibition.
But
of course,
but we
you're gonna
got
get
but in terms of cleaning out LA, like you just said, that costs a ton of money.
them. Yeah.
And
They
thing
could have
is,
used that money on anything else that could benefit.
the homeless, anything, but still.
Yeah, but we want to fix this great art form that a ton of people would
But-
want to come to see.
But you gotta give them credit because a lot of this graffiti is tied to gang violence. So it's not like Kuwait. So
That's actually a big misconception.
I know, but
It's-
trust
it
me,
is.
people, people tag their. It's not. Actually,
No, if it's a gang, if he tags a gang sign, that's something.
Yeah,
but
but-
people go there just to tag normally, and let's be honest, most guys who do graffiti are the guys who are into the hip hop culture, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say they're all in. No matter what race you are, you're in the hip hop culture, and the American government hates the hip hop culture.
no,
Especially
anymore.
at that time. At that time, they
Yeah.
hated it. And dude, you know when that thing got taken off? 2009. And at that time, everybody hated rap in terms of the government. Everybody hated rap. And that's why they hate everything with hip hop culture because, unfortunately, hip hop got mixed in with gangs.
Yeah.
That's the main problem.
So anything to do with that got mixed in.
Yeah, so they think that if you're into the hip hop culture, you're most likely in a gang.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically why they cleaned that shit up, you know. But it was still a stupid idea.
But even though it got cleaned up, it got better because the only people that managed to survive were the ones that get gigs.
That's true.
Yeah, so all the people that were shitty or just tagging like back at people's houses just because they can,
Yeah.
and got weeded out. So
Yeah.
now you only get people that like I can't remember the names. There's so many, man. There's so many.
You guys know way more than I do in this topic, that's for sure. But now to the next question: who are your favorite graffiti artists?
It's very easy. Reebok, Saber, and
Reebok.
Yeah,
Never heard of him before.
Reebok is actually.
I only know Saber because of you, by the way.
Oh, Saber's like best friends with Reebok. They're in the same crew.
What's their crew?
Seventh letter.
That's the stuff I was researching.
Yeah.
I kept forgetting seventh what? Because you used to have Nizzy seventh.
Yeah, as appreciation to them because they're one of my main inspirations.
Exactly. So I used to, right before this podcast, I was like researching because I didn't know anything. Like everything I knew was what Nizzy tells me.
Yeah.
I think
And
they moved
obviously
to
I'm gonna
Miami,
take-
didn't they? Did they move to Miami?
I'm not sure where they moved to.
Because
but
they, I know in Wynwood right now, Miami, it's booming right now. Wynwood, everyone's doing their tag. It's like a free. There's like no way for your art to get taken down. If someone sees your art, like it'll be hard for them to take it down.
I should go there.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's all concentrated. I'm sure you can get your cut in, but it's such a cutthroat place, Miami.
How do you
Yeah.
spell Reebok again?
Revok.
Damn, this guy's good.
Yeah, he's insane.
Wow.
Yeah. He's the reason. GK as well. GK is my third. Well, actually, none of them are like. This isn't an order. I love them all equally as artists. So Reebok, Saber, GK, and I forgot his name, But
Wow, that's a lot of love.
Yeah, yeah. No, because you see, he never writes it.
Ah.
His street art is very different from anyone else, and he does these crazy ass letters, but he never really writes his name. But you know,
How do people know it's his?
Retina. Yeah, Retina.
Retina.
So
Okay.
if he
That's
doesn't
a
write
cool
his
name,
name.
though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it is. He's actually such an asshole, though, in a good way, though.
Who cares, man?
Yeah.
If he's talented, you do look. If you are really talented at something, you have a little bit of a right to be a bit of a dick. Not a major dick, but a bit of.
No, but he's a major one, and it's hilarious.
Like
Like,
Donald Trump.
someone would go
No,
into his
like
profile.
House. The
No,
doctor?
no, like I'll explain. Like someone would go into his profile and he would say like, I don't like those letters. I don't like that lettering. You could do better. You know, like this person could be a nobody in comparison to him. He would reply to him and be like, "You a punk, you a bitch, you don't even know how to write. I've been doing
You a
graffiti
hoe."
for this long." He would go to
Your
his
mom's a hoe.
profile. No, he would go to his profile, screen capture it, put it on his profile, and start talking shit about him.
Yeah.
And like just and it's hilarious. And then he would suddenly take a picture of him with a stripper or some shit. Okay, and then he would post it and tag the guy and be like, "Yeah, this is where I'm at. Where you at?"
Insecure much?
It's hilarious, and I think he does it for the gags, but
Maybe.
like, yeah, it's still very funny and entertaining.
It sounds
Yo-
real hood rat.
Yo,
Yeah.
ladies
Some-
and gentlemen,
some real hood
seriously,
shit.
look at this guy. Revok. This guy is the shit, man.
Yeah,
This guy
yeah.
is really good.
Him and Saber like brought out graffiti, like not brought out, sorry, like he basically brought out Saber, like he pushed Saber to be a street artist.
Okay.
You know, like I remember Saber would like I read the biography, and Saber would be like that Reebok just came to me, and GK actually, it was either both or one of them, but those two basically took a very big turn in his life. They just came to him and they were like, "Oh, well, you got some nice styles, but you a toy. You know, you a toy. You don't. A toy is basically noob, but in the graffiti language. Amateur, yeah, but in the graffiti slang. And they're like, "You're a toy. We don't see any of your tags up. You need to get your tags up. You can't. You know, I don't care how good you are at
Yeah,
drawing."
if you don't have anything up on the streets, then
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
nobody
you
knows
ain't
you.
certified. That's what you is. You ain't
Yeah,
certified.
exactly. And then he just, they started pushing him into it, and they really brought the graffiti art out of him into the streets. And if it wasn't for them, he wouldn't have done all the graffiti he's done, like, even though it's incredible,
Yeah.
and he's done something, like, he's done the things that people say they want to do.
Yeah.
Like people say, I want to do the biggest graffiti in the world that you could see from outer space. Guess what? He did it. Just because he felt like it, and he was a teenager back then.
I remember that.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, and speaking of those guys, like Seventh Letter and all those guys, we mentioned this, but we didn't really elaborate on this.
Yeah,
The L.A. River.
yeah.
Nizzy, please explain to the listeners what was the deal. What's the deal with the L.A. River that Saber did?
Yeah, so the LA River is basically the concrete. It's like man-made river. It's I think it's for
It's
flooding.
huge. It's
Yeah, it's for flooding, right?
flooding and just rain. Just
Yeah, exactly. Because I guess you guys got a lot of rain. There.
We don't, but sometimes when it does, it comes down. It comes down really hard.
All right. So because it's like basically a huge concrete slope, and Saber decided that I wanna do the biggest graffiti in the world. It was so big. It was bigger than a football field, an American football field.
That's 100 meters
Yeah,
or 100 yards.
yeah.
You Americans.
and he didn't even use spray cans. He used roll paint. And the thing is, like, you would imagine something that big, it would be pretty simple, right?
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, I mean, like, some people would think that he just did some nice block letters because it's a lot of
Yeah,
lot of
it's
a lot of
movement,
pushing,
Yeah, no, but he actually took his time.
And in that place, it's not really.
It lasted
there's a lot of
12
crackheads.
years.
Yeah,
The whole thing lasted 12
Where
years.
where did you do it? You did it in the Cypress Hill, right? Cypress
I'm
Hill.
not quite sure about the exact location.
He
but-
did it in some area where it's like it's real easy to see some crackheads and like
Yeah,
all that stuff.
yeah. That's true as well. Like the amount of he mentioned himself the amount of crackheads and like homeless people.
They love to scream at night. I don't know what the fuck's
Yeah.
wrong with them. They just love to scream at night. and they just show up on your door in the middle of the morning, and sometimes they would just want some candy or something like
Yeah,
that. They
yeah.
say some crazy shit, but they got cleaned up. Everything got
Yeah,
cleaned
yeah,
up.
that's
LA
good.
now is pretty cleaned up. It's not wild like it used to be.
That's good. That's good.
Oh, one thing, guys. This graffiti that Saber did on the LA River. This is the measuring, 250 feet by 55 feet.
Yeah.
That is, wow. That is incredible.
That's like
It's
building
massive.
size, right
And
there.
it's wild style. It's detailed. It looks like rock. The letters go over each other. There's arrows. It's not like just a simple block letter.
Yeah.
Because some people did that. Because he has the
People
biggest.
tagged him on that thing, right?
One guy, yeah, a guy.
And then he
came-
tagged over him, I think, or
No, what happened was the guy, he finished his piece, Saber,
so
and then
yeah.
this guy just came in, and basically some people do this in the graffiti world. It's not hated, honestly. I don't see what's
It's free property.
exactly. So doing that is a bitch move, but it's fun.
Yeah,
you know.
it's
So-
a dick move.
Yeah. So what he did was he went to his piece and he would tag over it his name and basically ruin it, so people would know, like, people know Saber. So but then they see, oh, this guy,
Just this Saber.
this Saber. So now he got fame
Yeah.
out of a cheap shot.
Yeah, that's basically what people do for.
But it's part of the game.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
people want to be known.
Yeah.
Competition
it's
is good.
publicity. It's
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's publicity. It's a way to get your name out there. Like that's what independent rappers do. They find a big dog who's in like Lil Wayne or Eminem, and then they do a diss song. If it gets enough heat, that means
I doubt it.
he
I
gets
doubt-
fame.
Yeah.
I thought
And the
things
what,
get here.
what actually happened
Look what
is
Ja
it
Rule
got
did.
it got Saber more famous as well.
Really?
Because you know everyone just thought, no, who the hell did this huge graffiti, and like not a lot of people took the time to realize who, you know, because graffiti is very wild and they wouldn't even like bother reading it sometimes, you know.
Oh,
But-
it's just nice. It's pretty. To look
yeah, exactly. So
Yeah, there's so many, so it's just people just walk right past it.
So and then this guy just came along and tagged over it, and they were like, "So someone tagged over it. Who did the piece? Saver. Who tagged over him? Can't remember his name. I think it was J.A. Can't remember. But so basically, Saber got more fame because the story was someone did this huge ass graffiti, and someone tagged over it. Who did the huge ass graffiti? So they both got fame.
And yeah, the guy that tagged over Saber's piece, you're not important enough to remember.
He might
See?
be now.
I don't
no,
even
no,
know,
you're
huh?
not. No, you're not. We don't even know your name. See,
I-
you're not important enough.
I
Even a
think-
graffiti guy doesn't even know your name, you motherfucker.
I think all I know is he was from New York or something.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
see,
So this
and
motherfucker
you're
had
only
to fly
memorable
out to
because you
LA
live in a
just to
really
do it?
popular city. That's the only reason why you're memorable, bitch. Saber all the way, man. Seventh
Yeah.
letter.
I actually met Reebok.
Really?
Yeah, I went to Dubai. He had a gallery.
Seriously?
Yeah, it was insane.
What was that like?
He was exactly the kind of man, the kind of artist, that I wanted to be as a person, you know, like from an artist point of view.
So like he was good. He was a good person. He was
Yeah,
nice,
yeah, like
kind,
see,
funny.
I went and I met him, and he's Reebok. He is a legend.
Yep.
It's like a guitarist meeting Slash or
Yeah.
or Jimi Hendrix.
Exactly.
You know, so I came and I was so excited. I was so like I literally went in the morning to Dubai and left at night.
Oh,
I
so
didn't
you
even
just
need a
went there?
hotel. I just went there for that and then went back home.
I think that's a good.
That's
like,
dedication.
not it's not like it's like if a person told me like if I told somebody that I'm going for a day, and they'd be like, why the hell are you going to Dubai for a day? And by the way, tickets are pretty expensive sometimes.
That's
No, but I got a
sometimes.
good deal.
Yeah,
it's probably
sometimes.
50K at the time,
Sometimes.
right?
It was around that. Yeah.
Yeah, 50K.
So, people would be like, why the hell are you going? Like to meet a legend in something that you really love, that's a good reason.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a good reason to go to a place like that. Like if I found out that Kake or Montalivo are now going to Dubai for a match, well, get me some money and get me some condoms because I'm gonna suck some dick. No, serious. But in all seriousness, but how like you went to the gallery?
Yeah, it was an experience. Yeah, I was sitting.
Did you talk to the guy
Yeah. Yeah.
for how long?
Like we had a good like I don't know half-hour conversation.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
really cool.
It was, and the
That's
thing
very
is-
hard to do.
Yeah, cause see, no matter how good I get in art, and I think I'm alright. I think I'm good. You know.
Modesty again.
Shut up. Anyway, so what happened was, I was just sitting there and I was like, where are they? Where
Pick
are,
his
'cause-
brain. Pick his brain.
Yeah, because it was a very small gallery, you know, like it was a small room.
All right.
You know? But a lot of pieces were up, and it was very nice. And it was actually Reebok and Pose. Pose is also part of Seventh Letter. By the way, like there's other artists that I like. For example, Cantu.
Yeah, I remember Cantu. You told me about that guy.
Yeah, there's a lot of artists, Zephyr, and like there's so many I could mention that I'm a fan. But the tops are definitely Seventh Letter.
Yeah.
So Reebok suddenly comes down from the stairs, and then I'm like, oh, there he is, and I was so surprised. He was my height. So that was really
You
cool.
look. Yeah, you should have been like. You look way taller in your pictures.
So I saw him and I'm like, I just went to shake his hand and he was so like, he didn't speak to me as if he was a legend. And I'm just like some artist.
Humble guy.
Yeah, he spoke to me artist to artist.
Ah.
And that's the kind of artist I want to be. And
Did you
that's
get
what
advice from him?
actually, we got advice from each other. That's the
Ah.
shocking part. You know, because I was like, oh, I'm such a huge fan. I've been following you since I was a kid. You're actually my university email password. You know?
Oh man, that's a lot.
He changed it. He changed his email password.
Oh no, it's not only that. And besides, it's
he
university.
Changed it. He changed it.
You know?
Lord, I apologize for what he said.
So I'm like, you know, I'm a huge fan. You guys have been my inspiration for a very long time. And he's like, oh yeah, what do you write? And then I'm like, Nizzy. And then he's like, how do you spell that? Give me your black book. And he signed my black book. I still have it. And yeah.
You must have had a hard on for days, man.
No, I had a heart attack. You know? So
From the hard on.
exactly.
Too much blood down there, man.
Yeah, no blood for the heart. So I was he's like, Nizzy, he's like, how do you spell it? I was like, Nizzy. He's like, oh, you got double letters. That's a bitch to handle. Cause see, in graffiti, really, having double letters is a bitch to handle.
Yeah.
It's because, you know, you don't know what to do with them. It's the same letter again. You don't know how to break it off and blah blah blah.
Yeah, and you don't want the same, like both of the letters you do. Like if you do two A's, you don't want them to be exactly the same. It has to be different.
It has to be some sort. But usually when you get them exactly the same, it's actually kind of cool as well. But I don't like doing that. I like breaking one up and then doing the other one going down, and then they have some sort of flow to. Or sometimes I like to actually put them inside each other somehow.
Yeah, overlapping.
And they go in each other, something like that.
Alright.
So
yeah.
he
So
was
they're interlocking.
yeah.
interlocking.
So he's like, how do you handle that? And I told him I usually, you know, just flow it up and then flow it down to get a pyramid shape, or sometimes I would interlock them, and you know I would never do the same one, the same letter twice in a row, because I feel like that's too simple. But a lot of people still do it, and it still works. But I just felt like, I don't want to do that.
You do
I wanna-
you.
It's a way to improve.
Yeah, you do
Yeah,
you.
exactly.
If you do it more, if you do something, if you keep doing simple stuff, you don't really improve. The more complex, the more thought you have to put into it, the more
Yeah,
effort you have to put into it. That's why you get better. See, ladies and gentlemen, that's how you improve.
Yeah,
Don't do anything. Yeah, don't do something simple. Get out of your comfort zone.
Yeah. So he was like, "Oh, that's actually a good idea. I like that." And then we started talking. I can't remember the conversation exactly because it was a few years back. But like we just started, and then he's like, "How's the graffiti scene in Kuwait?" And then I was telling him about it, and I was like, "It started off with a lot of gimmicks, but now people are really shining and they're doing their work. The illegal work isn't as much as it is private, but there's still a lot of illegal work going on in areas that are." Specifically for our graffiti culture, like not a lot of people go there. There's actually areas where
Like parking garages was a big thing, right?
no, not even parking garage. A parking garage is a closed down one, was filled with graffiti, but only basically they're just these little alleyways that only graffiti artists know about that are filled with graffiti.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was telling him about that, and he's like, "Oh, that's pretty cool. How come you don't do it more openly?" I was like, "We only do it openly if it's legal." And then he's like, "How come?" You know, it's public property. You should, because you know his attitude as an American.
Yeah.
With you know, with that, you know, take basically it's a good attitude actually.
Just
Like,
do
I
what
never
the hell
met-
you want.
Yeah. He's like, just take what you want. Okay, take one, do what you want. And then you know, I had to explain to him how Kuwait is actually very conservative, and
Way
like,
more conservative than Dubai.
exactly. So we do need to take care of our reputations. Because yeah, you know, like if I have any little bit of record, I can't even get a job at all. I can't get married. I can't, you know, and I'm not gonna, like, I love graffiti, but I'm not gonna, you know,
Give up everything.
exactly.
Because, see, some people would really disagree with Nizzy right now.
Isn't that the whole thing about aliases? Not to find people like people.
Nah, it's too small a country. to have aliases.
but
You get
I-
caught. Dude, if we do anything right now for this, if we speak badly about the
The mirror?
government or anything,
Mm.
and we start insulting people left and right, they will find us. We will get in the deep shit.
Mm.
So, ladies and gentlemen, some of you might disagree with what he's saying, that he's not going to give up everything for graffiti for the sake of graffiti. Now, a lot of like me, I am giving up a lot of things to pursue what I want to do, and I am a football coach. I am giving up a lot of things for it, but I feel that it's worth it.
Yeah, you're doing the right thing.
I feel like it's worth it, and it could be a legit job for me in this country. It could
Yeah.
still be considered a respectable and good job. But a graffiti artist in Kuwait isn't viewed as a respectable, permanent job.
People
Yeah.
don't know what
So he's not
graffiti
gonna
is
he's
to
not
begin
gonna
with.
sacrifice the future of himself, his marriage, or if he gets married, hopefully, and if he has kids, he's not gonna put them down just because for the sake of drawing. He will continue to draw. He just won't
No, I see.
get his
Yeah.
life around it.
I gave up some things for graffiti. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like I did
I
give
know.
up some things.
I know.
You know, like my time and like I had to let go of certain occasions and you know like
I was there. I remember.
yeah,
You
yeah,
probably
you know,
lost a lot of weekends.
I lost a lot of weekends. I enjoyed doing graffiti in my way, and you know, like in the end, it's worth that every hassle that I had to go through. But I'm not gonna not. I mean, if I don't get a job, I mean, what am I gonna do now? You know, I mean, graffiti can only get me pocket money every here and there.
Yeah.
You know,
In this country, yep.
yeah. So
That's the thing.
tough.
That's the thing we need. That's what. This is one of the reasons why I started this podcast. I want people to start listening to this stuff. They need to know that there is talent in this country, and we need to use that talent. That's how we evolve as a country.
A lot, like Kuwait, there's a lot of like what do you call it, brain drain.
Mhm.
It's a lot happening over here. Like I know a lot of doctors, I know a lot of scientists. Like Brother Bassam is a fucking genius.
Exactly.
He's a fucking genius, and he's already a like one of the best researchers at the USF
Mhm.
in Tampa. And USF is like a top 5 school for scientific
yeah.
research, and he's over there and he told me, he's like, Yaqub, if I just want to stay here, I don't want to go back. He's like, I'm like, okay.
Because he's not gonna get anywhere here.
Yeah, he's like, he's not. He's like, why don't you come back? You can earn more money. He's like, it's not about the money.
It's about doing something
it's-
and you
it's-
get appreciated.
Yeah,
for
it's
it.
doing something. If I go back, the only thing I
He
can
has
do.
way more opportunity.
Yeah, the only thing I can do, like he says, is if I go down, is probably become a professor at KU.
Like me, if I get a job opportunity abroad, I'm damn sure gonna take it. If it pays well, like if it's enough for, even though it's just me, if it's okay for me to live on that salary, I'm damn sure taking it.
And a lot of people would say the same thing. This is the problem.
Mhm.
Yeah, a lot of people just
No,
do
but
it.
see,
But
like,
a lot of people would refuse in this country.
Yeah, but if you ask them why, it's like, oh, my father's here or my family's here. I can't just up
No, and then
leave
they
them.
think about money. A lot of the time they think about money,
Yeah.
because if they stay here, their future is almost guaranteed.
Mhm.
But they don't want to risk anything.
Exactly. Yeah.
You see, because no risk, no major reward. He risked, and he got a lot out of it. He's got a lot of followers. He's been appreciated. He got a bit of the fame.
Mhm.
He got the taste of the fame.
Yeah, I'm locally known.
Yeah, he's locally known, and he got to meet. And because of this, he got to meet and connect with one of his idols. Like he
Yeah.
got to connect on an artist level with his. See, that's what you do. That's the things that you get. If he didn't sacrifice, there's a big chance that he might not have connected with Reebok like he
yeah.
did. See
Like
what
I was
mean?
actually broke for a good few weeks because of the trip, because you know I basically threw all my money on it just to go meet him.
Yeah.
But like back to the to meeting Reebok. In the end, we you know he spoke to me as a fellow artist, and then I realized that this is something that I like to do. That regardless of who's talking to me, I like to talk to them as if they're a fellow artist and I'm not someone who's better than them.
Yeah.
And when he did that, I felt proud of myself.
Yeah.
I was like, one day I want to be having a gallery and someone coming to me like that, and then I respond to them humbly, just like he did to me.
Yeah.
That's what I want. You know.
That's what we need. This is something we need in this country. Like really, like sports is down the drain right now.
But who cares about? I mean, sports not gonna do anything.
Yeah, it can.
Really? You think
Yeah,
so?
yeah, it really can. I mean, okay. What's the United States doing to everybody who's a really good athlete?
They just buy them.
They get them scholarships.
Oh yeah.
They give them scholarships to colleges. They give them scholarships to schools. What we're not doing that. It adds incentive
But
for them to do well.
But our colleges don't really have a sports scene.
That's exactly why not? Because of
How many colleges are there? Like how can you get?
We have AUM,
Okay.
ACM, ACK, AUK, GUST. We got Arabic Open University. You know, we got those colleges.
Yeah, but the thing,
and I think they're making a new one. I think, I'm not sure.
but you see, the colleges, you can't really compare it to the States. If we're talking,
We don't want to compare it. When I say we have to do something, I don't want us to be similar to the States, because in the States sometimes they focus on the sports more than the education.
especially Miami, Miami University.
But here we had to think about this. Here, in terms of sports, we have a lot of overweight kids. Speaking as somebody who's overweight, and Jacob, you used to be pretty overweight when you were in high school as well.
I got a little chunky chunk.
Yeah, so
I got
because
overweight as well.
we didn't focus on this stuff. They didn't care about us being athletic or even healthy, for that matter. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They focus too much sometimes. Like the people who are actually athletic over there, they say, no, screw the tests. Focus on this. Focus on that. Focus on the sport.
Especially
We need
some
to
high
focus on
schools, yeah.
both. Why not focus on both?
Yeah.
And why not focus on art, for that matter? And back then, part of the educational system, you had sports and art, all kinds of art, drawing, music, acting. You were taught this stuff in school, in
Drama
public
club,
schools, in public schools. All that stuff you were taught. And then came a religious group. I'm not going to mention the names. I'm just saying. And they came in and they said, no. And they tried to use Islam as a way to get their point across. No, this is haram. No, this is forbidden. This is against Islam.
What is exactly against Islam that they're talking about?
In terms of music, you can't say music. Like, because music is against Islam and all that stuff. They use that point. And I don't believe it. And like from my standpoint, I really don't believe it at all. In terms of drawing, they say if you draw any person with an eye, if you draw an eye, that's forbidden. I don't get that either.
I call that bullshit.
And okay, I'm not the most religious person in the world, but I do understand. I do understand the religion quite well. Okay, you're being ridiculous. Those guys are being completely ridiculous. And then what did they say?
It's all politics.
Football is football is haram because we wear shorts. Really? Just because we wear shorts? Okay, we'll wear long pants. No longer haram. And in Kuwait, they say, well, if you play sports and then there's the prayer call, and you're still playing, so you're not going to pray. In Kuwait, it has semi-professional football. Okay, it's semi-professional. And in those matches, we do not have matches during prayer times.
Yeah.
It never coincides with the prayer time. If it ever does, they stop the match to let the guys pray and then come back. You see what I'm saying? See the difference? And they say, no, it's still haram. We only want to learn. And guess what? Even the educational system is failing as well, because they're not learning any really good languages. If the education system was so good, why are so many people trying to go abroad for colleges? If we were so good at educating, we'd have all this stuff here. There would be no need to go.
Yeah. I think it's because they cover up a lot. Like, for example,
it's all politics, man.
No names. We didn't mention names. No names were mentioned.
People will say anything to get that juicy seat on the parliament.
See, it's not even about that. It's the fact that they don't actually teach us everything.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Like Syria has an amazing educational system before what had the recent events. Syria was doing extremely well. they didn't need importation. They didn't need to import stuff. They make their own things. They make their own car. I thought. I think they had this. They had their own brand of car.
Yeah, it was crappy car, but it worked. It got
Yeah,
the
but it
dub.
got them from here to here. So that means they didn't have to pay so much money to the people abroad. They have their own economy. They were dependent on themselves. Kuwait is not dependent on itself. We depend on a lot of other countries for everything. We don't even get our own meat. We get our meat from New Zealand.
But in all honesty, I'm very glad of where Kuwait's going right now. I mean, it's definitely
yeah.
Like, okay, there
There
is
is
some
progress.
slight
There is progress.
there is slight progress in some aspects.
I wouldn't say it's slight as well. I think we're progressing generally, you know.
Someone fixed the damn streets already.
Yeah, see, see the streets. Every country has those problems. Every country.
And I showed
I
you
don't
guys.
care really
You guys, people complain about the traffic here. I will show you one video that make you eat your own words.
Yeah, the LA.
Yeah.
Yeah, but look, okay, in terms of educational system, the educational system in terms of high schools and middle schools and elementaries is improving. Why? Because there are a lot of private schools, not public schools. Public schools are not improving. I've been told all the complaints. I would drown in all the complaints that I've heard
From public.
from public schools. It's terrible. It is terrible what we're doing in terms of public schools. Not a lot of money. They're not improving the books. They're not renewing the books. It's the same old thing that they're being taught. Same old thing.
And they need to grow. They need to teach them. They need to update their books basically.
Why don't we get taught other things, like some things that we might actually need from abroad?
You know,
Like,
one thing I found weird is that when we were in private school, we didn't take Kuwait history. We took U.S. history.
I did when I was younger. When I was in AIS.
Yeah, when I
you
was
were in elementary, they give you Kuwait history, but it was one class for one semester in 1 year. That's it. You only got it in 4th grade, and then that's it. It's over. And then we've never got taught again. Everything else in terms of like Kuwait history. But let's be honest, Kuwait doesn't have that much rich history
Well,
But
actually
we
it
taught
does,
to be taught. So
it actually
but there's
does,
a,
by
there's
the
a,
way.
we,
no, it does. When I
you
say it doesn't have a book the size of U.S. history.
but you can start a book on Arab history.
We should.
Yeah,
We should.
Why not?
We really should, because very few people know their true heritage.
Like,
No, but you see, actually, Kuwait has a very rich history. 'Cause
It is.
I've actually read about it recently because my cousin is learning about it in AUK.
In the UK.
No, AUK.
AUK.
American University of Kuwait.
So they're actually doing that in Kuwait.
Yeah, and it's a Kuwaiti professor. He's like, someone needs to teach. Yeah.
That's what we need.
Yeah.
We're not getting that kind of people.
And it's his
all
course.
the time.
And my cousin, he's like, he had the same opinion that you and I had. And Kuwait doesn't really have much of a history to be taught. But there's so much we don't know.
if you
No,
just conclude just Khaliji history, that's a
Of
class.
how it formed,
Yeah,
the
just
families,
the tribes, all the
Look,
There's a lot of rich history.
Yes,
there. The
are,
only
there
reason
are.
we don't think so is because no one taught us.
No, it's not. It's not just that. When I say Kuwait history, that needs to be taught. Not that there's the kind that some should know, and some it's okay to know.
and
It would be nice to know. For example,
how the government works.
the store.
Yeah.
The store.
Yeah.
That's something you need to learn. Who made it? Who created it? Who implicated it in Kuwait? Because that's what we're on. That's the Kuwait law. Is the store. See what I mean? That's how is it? That's something you need to know. When was Kuwait founded? When did the what's his name? Alexander the Great took over.
And wasn't
He
there?
did take over. When did the Brits take over? That's something people need to know. And we sort of know because we were taught that. But a lot of these kids...
And not even in class.
Not even in class. We were taught by our parents. But a lot of these kids that are not young, that are younger, like kids that are 12 or 13, I don't think that they're going to grow up to be our age and know the stuff that we know.
That's
because
a whole
they're-
different generation. Now.
Yeah, they're not being taught as well as us. They,
That's true.
oh, get with the times. Oh, get with the times. No, you need to learn your heritage. It's important. It's respectful to your culture.
You need to learn hands down, just generally learn.
Yes.
You need to learn something important, something useful.
Exactly. I'm all for improving. I'm all for development.
Like, I'll tell you one thing right now that you guys didn't even know. Like, I can't remember what I read, but back back during the 1900s, 1800s, Kuwait used to have like skirmishes with the Saud family or the one of the tribes that was in
Yeah.
Saud territory.
Mhm.
There was a lot of skirmishes.
We know. Trust me,
Yeah.
we know. But I'm all for development. I'm all for improving the country. Okay, I'm all for it. You know, and when people come out like my friend here, Nizzy,
Yeah.
or people that come here like that teacher you were talking about, that professor
Yeah,
in
yeah,
AUK.
yeah, yeah.
That is a person that we need. We always need people like that in every department. In every department. Like, we need that in terms of sports in Kuwait. We need that in terms of education in Kuwait. We need that in terms of art form.
Yeah.
We need that in all aspects. Okay? Because right now, oil prices have dropped,
Yeah.
which
And
means
they're getting dangerously low before profit lines.
and we are completely dependent on oil sales. What if that runs out? We have to be dependent on ourselves.
Somehow, yeah.
Yeah, we are. Kuwait is still not considered a developed state.
We're still second world.
We're still secondary.
Second world, yeah.
Yeah, we're not a third world country, thank God. We're not a first world country either, though.
We're a mix.
That's bad.
We're a good mix.
We have the money to be one of the best countries. in the
We used to have the
Yeah,
money.
that's
Now
true.
we
But
don't.
in order to be a first world country, I heard, not sure if this is true, but I heard in order for us to be a first world country that the people should have the freedom to be legally drink.
No.
I heard that.
No.
To be a first world country, your GDP needs to be really high. You need to have a functional economy, not
Yeah,
a one-sided
exactly.
economy, like a functional, multi-dimensional economy.
Why do you think people now are leaving to Sweden?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that Sweden is one of the best places to ever live.
Yeah,
to ever
that's
live in.
true.
Seriously, I've been like everybody who's ever been to Sweden has told me that. I knew a girl who was with us in ACK. She's part Swedish. She lived most of her life there, and she said it was the shit. It was amazing. And I know. And when I was I was living in Manchester for a while, and I met a lot of people who were, how should I say, refugees who went to Sweden, and they said Sweden is amazing. Even the passport, in terms of strength, it's up there. Like, having a Swedish passport is almost as good,
As
or
the
maybe
US?
even better than having a U.S. passport.
Really?
Yeah,
Ah.
and they're willing to take in refugees. They're willing to take in people. Why? Because they're all for development. The more workers we have, maybe the better we develop the
Yeah,
country.
yeah.
The
But
better the country will be.
now there's an argument that says they're saying that it's coming to bite them.
I'm not. I didn't hear anything about that.
I don't know. It's they take so many people without the accommodations to
Well, it's
find
honest. It's a refugee or asylum. You
But-
you have to help them out. It's when you're like country.
Yeah,
like
you're
that,
obligated.
You're
but yeah.
obligated to do it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So you have to help out.
Only time would tell. Only
Yeah.
with times like these, only time would tell.
Okay, I know we drifted way off topic here,
Oh.
but this is something we needed to
Yeah,
talk
yeah.
about. You know.
It's whatever, man.
And now I have a few things to talk about because we have a lot of time left.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask you a question, and then we're gonna move on to just talking about stuff, like reminiscing a bit.
Yeah,
we'll
alright.
reminisce a bit
Yeah.
because it's been a long time since the three of us have chilled and have like a deep conversation. Because we usually when we hang out, all we do is play games, so we don't really reminisce that much. So Nizzy, you sort of did answer, but it wasn't a complete answer.
Yeah.
I didn't even ask you this question. You already answered, and you answered it partially. So, how is the state of graffiti in Kuwait?
Oh yeah. Well, right now definitely better than it was.
Obviously.
I like the fact that people are still like it started off with basically gimmicks and not people not appreciating it. But
Obviously.
now people are realizing that it's a beautiful art form. They always want it around in events, in their stores, in their homes. You know, they wanted not really homes, more like holiday homes, holiday houses,
Vacation places.
vacation places, and in their parks.
Bachelor pads.
Yeah, and they wanted in every occasion. They always say like, "Let's bring a graffiti artist so he can make us something beautiful on this wall for this event," you know. And it's amazing that and there is, like I said, the illegal aspect, but we always go to areas where we wouldn't bother anyone.
Yeah.
Like for example, in Ahmadi, there is the old supermarket. It's closed down.
Oh,
It's-
like next to the cinema, right?
Yeah, it's closed down, completely abandoned,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, that's
unlimited.
fine.
Yeah, and unlimited supply of walls. I actually have permission from the manager. I told him this place is empty. This is my art. I want to practice, and then he's like, by all means, go ahead.
Yeah.
You know, he was so nice about it. He's like, I'm not bothering anyone. It's daytime. I'm not doing drugs. I'm not doing shit.
Yeah,
You know, you can
exactly.
fetch me if you want. I just want to paint, and you can come check up on me every here and there. First 2 times I came, he always came and checked up on me, and then when he saw what I was doing, he's like, man, come here anytime you want.
Yeah, exactly.
You
Especially
know?
when you're doing something productive.
Exactly, and then you know, so now I have permission there, and a lot of other artists do go there too. Which example, Crew, KUZ, and we also have this wall in Hawali behind Nadi Al-Ghatsiya.
Oh, okay.
That's filled with graffiti.
Yeah, I saw that
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
I see that one.
I have a few
occasionally.
pieces there as well, 3 actually, and more in Ahmadi. And basically, we just find these little areas that we wouldn't be bothering anyone to practice on.
Alright.
And other than that, it's accepted as a art, and people are being more productive in it. And us, the pioneers of graffiti, me and Crew, we're trying so hard to grow. That's why we both have MTN and Montana Gold available. We both teach. We have a meeting every Thursday where we gather with new artists and help them be more, like help them with graffiti, basically.
Yeah, trying to keep it going, basically.
Yeah. We're always supporting the scene. We always support each other, even though we're on different teams. Because they're Montana Gold, I'm MTN. We're literally rivals, but we don't give a shit. Because
You guys are doing it for the sake of graffiti.
Exactly. We get together, we help each other out, we paint together, and the graffiti scene is small but growing. And I am absolutely loving the direction it's headed.
That's cool. So, another question. This is a bit of a personal question. It's not too personal. It's just personal.
Mm-hmm.
How much do you miss your private wall?
So much.
Yeah, for those of you, before he went legit, he used to have a small wall at his house,
Back of the house.
at the back of his house, where he used to cover completely in graffiti. And then, once he's done, he takes a picture of it. Then he paints over it with white, completely clears the place, and then does it all over again with a whole new style.
Mm.
And that's I think that's one of the reasons why you got so good.
It was my
You
practice wall.
got the freedom
Yeah.
and it's nice to see that your family also supported you
Yeah, they
in
did.
doing this.
Yeah. At
They-
first, they were sketchy about it.
Yeah, like all parents.
Yeah, but
They-
then
they
they're
were.
like, you know what? If you want to paint on a wall, take the wall at the back of the house.
Exactly.
Practice all you want.
Exactly. See, they gave you an input
Yeah.
for doing it, for expressing yourself legally
Yeah.
without bothering anybody.
Yeah.
See-
And I practiced a lot on that wall because I didn't want to go out and paint without being that good. So that wall really improved, made me improve to the point where when I suddenly came out and I was like, hey, this is my art, they were like, oh, this is legit, this is good, I like this, because I actually practiced.
Yeah.
Because people don't really have that freedom to practice, and now since I had that privilege.
Seriously. The first time I saw him do a graffiti, he did one streak, and he did another one. I was like, okay, really? That's your technique? And then I go I'm still watching. I watched for about 5 or 6 minutes, and then I had to go get some food. This was in Souk Shark. I went to go get some food. I ate, came back, and I was like, no way! From those little streaks to that, in 7 or 8 minutes. No way.
Yeah.
Like that, I found that that amazed me. And he had a piece of paper. He looks at it, looks back, and then he just kept going like that. I was like, dude, I can't even draw a face. I can't even draw eyes. That's how stick figures for me are like, it's like magic.
I used to draw a little bit, but I only draw like animals.
And the thing is, my mother can really draw.
Yeah.
Like she can sketch me out, and I got none of her talent, whatsoever. I'm amazed. The only talent I have is not really like it's a talent that a lot of people can have if they watch a lot.
Yeah.
But you are a natural. Like it comes to you easier than most, from what I see.
Yeah,
Like,
because letters are actually, I would say lettering is in my blood because my mom is a calligraphy artist.
see, no, but like, also as well, like some people are really good at graffiti, but they got that way because a lot of practice.
Yeah.
Okay, and you see them that it's because of you can tell by any kind of profession, whether it be art or sports or anything, that when a person is just a natural, because it comes so easy to him, he makes it look extremely easy, like anybody can do this. That I saw on you more than anybody else I've ever seen.
But I could honestly say it came from practice. It wasn't easy at first.
It wasn't easy, but I think maybe you reached that level faster than you would have if you weren't that talented.
Well,
maybe.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying this is what I saw.
Yeah.
What I like like.
It did take a lot of people more time to get
that like to that level.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I've been, because I used to draw all the freaking time.
Yeah.
Every time like in class I'd be drawing. If I'm chilling with the guys, I'd be drawing. If I'm at home, I'd be drawing. I was practicing like crazy, you know.
Like
so, but it did come. I did understand it.
Yeah.
So easily.
Like being a coach, I get to see different kinds of talent, different kinds of levels of different kinds of kids at different kinds of ages. I have the 10-year-olds. Now, at 10, you don't expect them to be superstar athletes. But there are players, like I teach them a move, within 3 tries, they got it down. They got it on lock. And then there are other kids who have spent 4 or 5 months trying to learn that move and still can't do it properly. Like I have that, I think because I became a coach, I got that skill to see a person's ability in terms of it being a natural gift or being a product of a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I see that you got this easier than other guys.
Yeah,
you got that natural talent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like that, a good example of that is Abdullah Bukhamsin, which
Yeah.
is in Kaskru. He's an architect.
Yeah.
He just recently graduated.
Yeah.
And architecture comes naturally and with him. Like he's such a natural at it.
Yeah.
And even his little brother, like one time I saw on his Snapchat, made a pillow fort. I have never seen it was so sophisticated. It was built.
It has a moat and alligator and all that stuff.
No, like the way he placed the pillows.
And then he has a Barbie doll as a princess. Save me, save me.
No, but really, the way he actually had a pathway, okay, of pillows like that, and then in that pathway he aligned the pillows so well that it actually made the small building.
I've never had a pillow fort.
I
consider that impressive.
It was very impressive. Like he was naturally an architect. Being an architect comes naturally in their family, and he combined that with his graffiti.
They had like
So-
Egyptian house on the front.
Right?
Nah.
Imagine that. Like, gee, he puts a little Hulk there as a house.
And here for you guys that still didn't get to know the real Nizzy yet. He doesn't just draw. He used to dance.
Yeah, I used to break dance. Yeah.
Break dance and oh man, I
Pop
remember
and lock and hip hop and stuff. Yeah.
Movenpick, man.
Yeah, that was fun.
That's a shame you didn't win.
No, I wasn't. They said the top 10 goes to New York, but then they cut it. They cut it
They
down.
cut it to 5. They cut it to 1 crew.
Yeah, because the crew was like 7 people, and the crew was deserving to go.
No, look.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they didn't.
Yeah.
I'm not saying at all that they didn't.
Yeah.
In fact, it was you, that crew, and those 2 girls. I forgot their names.
No, it was me, Hamid, one girl.
No.
and the
I'm
crew.
saying this is what from what I saw.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
2 girls deserved to go.
Yeah.
Okay, deserved to go. You and Hamid also deserved to go, and that crew.
Yeah.
And you could say, in terms of hip hop dancing, DJ Shred's crew.
Yeah. They were pretty good.
Yeah, they were hip hop.
Yeah.
They weren't break dancers.
Yeah.
You are
That
a hip
was-
hop dancer.
Yeah, hip hop as well.
Yeah. Sorry about that. We had some technical difficulties.
We lost sound.
Yeah. But anyways, so it was those people all deserved to go, especially those in terms of beautiful, talently dancing. That one girl, I forgot her name, but she danced to. She was the ballerina. I think it was ballet.
Was she the Indian one?
No.
No.
Lebanese, I
Indian
think.
one was good.
Lebanese or Egyptian. Can never get those rhymes right. But, anyways, she was really like the way she danced. Really
It was very
drew
elegant.
you in. It
Yeah,
was
yeah.
it was elegant. It was beautiful, and you know, like Hamid. What ruined it for Hamid? Like I think it would have been better if Hamid didn't choose that song,
Which one?
Ghostbusters song. It's a good song. It's a funny song. It's a fun song.
Yeah.
But people can't take you serious. With that
Yeah,
song.
you want at least to be taken a bit seriously.
Mhm.
You got passed over because they didn't understand the thing about your dance, and he was crumping.
Yeah.
You know how many crumpers there are in Kuwait? One.
I don't know.
And that is
Crumpers are the
Nizzy.
thing.
No. There's the one.
Come on. I've seen all the dancers here. At that time, there was
Yo, just
very
take it,
few.
man. We just take it.
No,
we
but
love to kiss your ass. Just take it.
Yeah. We're
No,
kissing your
because
ass here.
take it from someone who knows the dance scene in Kuwait.
I used to know the dancing, but the thing is, I haven't seen that many crumpers.
You should
But
see it now.
Now is different.
Yeah.
Now is 5 years later. A lot can
True.
happen in 5 years.
True. Though.
So I don't think those guys have ever seen a crumper.
Yeah.
So that's why they didn't understand anything.
But they
And
chose
you-
us as a team, me and Hamid,
Yeah, they chose you guys as a team.
because
But-
our performance together was the main performance.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I helped do a choreography.
Yeah, he did. help.
Yeah, I was legit. I was a legit dancer too.
You did the mix as well.
Yeah. I
Was
did the
anyone
mix.
doing
But
the crip
see,
walk?
The mix was average. Okay, I'm not a DJ, but I just tried to put into a few songs together, and I helped them. I helped mostly with the dancing,
Yeah.
especially with Hamid, because Hamid is a pop locker. He's not a hip hop dancer. What we tried to do was more hip hop than he was used to.
No, see, Hamid.
He's not a hip hop guy. He's a
he's
pop
not.
locker.
He's not even a pop locker.
I'm
sorry.
Yes. Oh yeah. Just by the way, we really don't like Hamid anymore. Yeah. So, but
No,
anyway.
it's not even about that.
Yeah,
I
I
used
know.
to tell him
I
even
know, I know.
when
No, like I consider him if any kind of dancing he did, if any kind of dancing, it was pop locking.
I never
Yeah.
seen him dance. Period. Oh well,
It was
I haven't
pop
seen
lock.
anything at all.
So it got me a bit irritated, how I was trying to show him these really simple dance moves.
yeah, and he just can't do it.
And he couldn't do it properly.
Yeah.
He didn't look fluid doing it. See the difference between talent and hard work?
See,
His pop
he-
locking
I
is
don't
really
know.
stiff. His
No,
pop locking was extremely stiff.
It's not
Really?
only that. Look, he can pop, right?
Yeah.
He can pop. He can do the wave. All right. He could wave around in his body, and he could
Exactly.
pop. But in order to be a dancer, you need to know how to move with the beat.
Exactly.
Just because, like, okay, I know how to kick a ball, and I know how to balance it on my toe, and I know how to hit it with my head. But if I can't combine those two in a proper game, then I'm not a football player.
Exactly, kids. Hey, if any of my kids from the academy are listening to this, if you see what I mean, if you can just kick a ball, that doesn't mean you're a footballer.
Exactly. He can pop, he can lock, he can wave, but put a beat. He would be so offbeat.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's why when I said in the beginning, I don't think he deserved to go.
Well,
Yeah.
following a beat is hard to do.
That's
can't
why
do
at
it.
the beginning I said it was you. I didn't say Hamid,
Yeah.
because I believed you deserved to go in
But he did-
comparison to those people.
But after telling him not telling him, more like
Showing
showing
him,
him
yeah.
the way of like, no, do it on the beat, on that beat, on this beat, do this.
He
do this.
improved.
He didn't. It's not improved. He performed well.
Yes,
But choreography, he can't. He's like, I
he can't
hate
do
it.
it. Yeah,
He's like, I hated it. I can't
because
follow
he
it.
he thinks he's an improviser.
Yeah,
he's a
but-
freestyler.
Yeah, but the thing is, he isn't, because he's never on beat.
Exactly, but
It looks impressive on the
like,
music side.
okay, and do I believe that they deserve to go more than you? Yeah, for the crew,
The
that went,
crew, yeah.
they
Yeah,
deserve to go
definitely.
more than you.
Definitely.
See, I'm not gonna bullshit you. Nizzy is a good dancer, and he's a good crumper. He's a good pop locker, and he does well in choreography. But what these guys did is very, very, like, I've seen two crews better than these guys.
Were they crip walking?
Only two. No,
No?
these guys were breakdancing flips and windmills and
And they were so on beat, and their switching was amazing, and they were so like in sync at the same time, and the way they interacted.
but I hate the only thing I hated about I think they're talented, but they need a guy. They need a guy to tell them no.
There
Don't
is
do that.
one now.
They should who Yusuf?
No, who's Yusuf?
But Yusuf he was with us in class. Wasn't he with them?
Yusuf. No, Yusuf. Yeah, I remember him. But no, there's this guy called Mu'adh.
All right.
Right. They call him Psycho as a breakdancer, and
I think I know him.
and he's half Filipino.
No, it's another cycle.
Yeah. So this guy is really like, you know how me and Cuss crew are bringing out the graffiti scene.
He's the breakdancing guy.
He's the guy who's breaking out. He's really bringing out
Yeah.
the breakdancing scene.
Is he the one with the goatee?
Well, yeah, he does have a goatee. Actually.
But
Everybody has a goatee. So
yeah,
that's
everybody has a goatee now. But look, these guys, they are talented, but they needed somebody to help with choreography. Choreography is completely different than being able to dance.
Yeah.
Like I could copy so many kinds of. I could copy like especially at that time. I could copy Jabberwockies for days.
Yeah.
Not as well, obviously, not as well. But I could copy them. I could do some of their routines.
Mm-hmm.
But if you tell, but I also knew how to do choreography
Mm-hmm.
because I've watched so many kinds of choreography, you know, and I had an ability to dance, so I did know. But there were a lot of people who were way more talented in dancing than I was, way more. I wasn't even that great. I was okay.
You were good at parties.
Yeah, I was a party starter right there. I hope those guys don't. I hope the guys don't hear me say that, because they call me the party starter by joke. They don't mean it. But yeah, like I was that kind of person. I was good in terms of telling people, no, don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do that. Do that. You know.
You had the eye for it.
Yeah, I had the eye for it, so to speak. You know, but these guys were really good. You know, not to take anything away. These guys were good. They just weren't good in choreography. I hate it.
And they were pretty young. We were all teenagers back then.
Yeah, and what I don't like,
For their age.
yeah, for
Impressive.
breakdancers. No, wait. Are you talking about the really young crew? Guys that were younger than us, or the guys that were with us in ACK?
Can't remember exactly.
The guys that
which
were
ones
younger than us were amazing.
Yeah.
The guys that were with us in ACK are the ones that I'm talking about.
I think both
that
of them.
that they had bad choreography,
Oh yeah, them. Yeah, they did.
but they were the ones who won. They were the crew they were going to go. They were the 5 guys. They were the ones who were going to go. The guys with Yusuf. Remember I said Yusuf? Yusuf, he was with us in the last semester.
I got them the two mixed up.
Yeah, he was the one. His crew were the ones that won.
But they still deserve to win.
They deserve to win.
Yeah.
They're talented. They just needed a choreographer.
Yeah.
That's all you need. Like if that's all you need, trust me, you're good.
They were still pretty young though.
Yeah, they were. We were all 20 basically. No,
No,
not
we.
20. We were 18.
Yeah, they were
19.
even younger.
Yeah, we were 19 basically.
Yeah, they were even younger.
So, what was I gonna say? I was also gonna say something. Yeah, those guys, they needed that. They needed that, and they were really good. But it showed how little the judges knew about actual dancing. If you're gonna have a dance competition, bring guys who know how to dance
True that.
or have at least witnessed dancing, because they brought the girl who they picked the guys who did all the impressive flips and kicks, because that's basically what they did. Flips and kicks, and they did I hate it when groups do this. They try to add comedy, stupid comedy.
Slapstick,
No, you shouldn't do this. No, don't do that. You have to go like this and like that. And you know the ones where they had like in the song stops and they act like they're talking.
Yeah.
It's voiceover.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Oh yeah.
That's
I can
really
see
stupid.
that.
Voiceover.
I can see that.
Like sometimes it's okay,
Yeah.
but the way they did it was horrendous.
It was kind of overdone.
That's why they should have had a guy who said no.
Yeah.
No.
No,
don't
see,
do that.
if you do it once, fine. But if you do it 5
they
times,
did it
then
3 times.
I think it was
It was
every
overdone.
switch. It was every switch of a song they had.
Exactly.
They were voiceover.
See the difference?
Yeah.
When you guys did it, we did it in a way that you switched right away.
Yeah, we didn't have a talkover thing.
Yeah, no talkovers, just to switch like poof, like an explosion or something, anything, and then
It was just like
you
a
move.
scratch or some shit like
Yeah,
that.
anything like that.
Yeah.
So that's what these guys needed, but they picked the girl, like, she was actually talented and pretty.
Mhm.
So obviously they were gonna pick her over you.
Yeah.
They picked the tall, muscular guys to go. Now those are the guys that won.
Mhm.
They picked them, obviously the best looking guys and the ones who did the impressive flips. But they didn't pick the guys that could pop lock,
That could dance.
that could dance, that could actually dance, that could let's say to go and so you think you can dance. I think you have a better chance than those guys.
And yeah, they wouldn't
Hands
be able
down.
to follow choreography.
There were
for
only
shit.
like there were three girls.
They were more like stuntmen.
Yeah, there were three girls. Two of them each by herself, individuals, and one girl part of Shred's crew.
Mhm.
She was a good dancer,
Mhm.
but good, not great.
Mhm.
She like her big thing was the sex appeal.
Yeah.
Like she was very beautiful,
Mhm.
and the shorter girl, she was impressive.
Mhm.
Like she pulled off amazing tricks, and amazing moves, and the rest of the girls were just trying to use sex appeal. Remember the girl who just always tried to do the splits?
Yeah.
That's not even sexy, man. That's,
Not with her.
Yeah.
She wasn't that. She wasn't.
She was so hot. Picking her nose would be hot.
really?
Yeah.
Who?
Same girl we're talking about.
The one who did the splits?
Yeah.
She wasn't hot.
Wait, which? The one in the crew.
No, not her.
Oh.
The one that did the splits, the one who was all by herself, the curly hair.
No, yeah,
She
yeah.
was-
No,
no,
not
the girl
her.
in the crew. All she needed, if she spat on me, I'd be like, hell yes.
You nasty.
We're
bro.
No,
crossing
no,
that
that's not
fine
good.
border.
No,
We're crossing
ladies
that.
and gentlemen, I don't really mean that. I'm just using it a way to say how beautiful she was. No, she was really beautiful. Like
Put some
she-
whips and he'll like it.
No, none of that. Dude, you look at is this 50 Shades of Grey?
Yeah. Oh,
No.
well, we can get there.
Pour
Alright.
some turkey sauce on the oven. Shit.
But yeah, so like, I know we spoke a lot about something that has nothing to do with the graffiti, but it is an example of how undeveloped we are in terms of this kind of stuff, in terms of pop culture.
Mhm.
Or hip hop culture, or culture in getting in the times with other countries.
Mhm.
It's for a country like us, it should be very easy for a country that 12-year-olds have iPads.
Yeah.
They have phones before
Most
we did.
kids now have iPads. When we were 13, we were lucky enough to get phones.
I had the
I didn't have a phone until I was 13, and it was a shitty phone.
It was basically just
Beshar.
yeah.
The telephone
Same
Beshar,
thing.
the first one. That was my first. And now one of my nephews. Okay, God bless his family. I love him to death. But they let him use an iPad, and you know how old he is? He's 3.
Oh yeah, that's a bit young.
That's not the right age. God bless them. God bless this boy. I love him to death. But that's not a good way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If each Kuwaiti family could afford to get their 3-year-old kid to use an iPad.
I'll probably give mine a Nokia, Kit Kat Nokia.
Yeah, that's something. Like if we could afford, if we are that kind, if we can afford this stuff, why don't we develop in that other areas?
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like, like the people of Kuwait love the Kuwaiti national team
Mhm.
to death.
Mhm.
You know?
Oh, why wouldn't they?
Why wouldn't it's patriotism basically? And to see
And they're
us,
actually partially good.
not anymore.
Well,
And like I said, respect to my friends who play for the national team, because I do have friends who play.
Mhm.
Please, don't get mad for this. They are not at all professional level, because they're not treated like professionals. You become a professional when you're treated like a professional, when you have that professional mentality.
And
We don't have that stuff. So that's why they don't take football that seriously. They're all semi-pros. They all have other jobs.
oh yeah, that's
Mhm.
right.
You know what I mean? It's going to be just like you. You're going to have your own job.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that means your graffiti,
it was a hobby.
yeah, it's a hobby, basically. So you'll never know. You might not know how good you actually could have been if it's all you dedicated yourself to. You know
True
what I
that,
mean?
Yeah.
Like, imagine you dedicate the next 5 years completely to that.
That would be amazing.
That would be, you'd be way better than if you dedicate
That's a dream job right
partly,
there.
Yeah.
partly of that 5 years.
Mhm.
See what I mean? These guys have been told that it's not going to be that much of a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Anyways, all right. Well, we have talked a lot about this. We have a few more things. Let's just get another few things. We have to wrap up a bit on
we're
the
running
fast
late.
lane.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just keep going about this. So that's what we need to do. Get this mentality that no, it's okay. You don't want to be a doctor? That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have a lot of people who want to be doctors just because I'm a doctor. Not because they want to help people. I'm not saying that
it's
they're...
actually mainly because their parents want to say my son's a doctor.
Exactly. It's about bragging rights.
Mhm.
It's not real. Like, there are people that want to be doctors and really want to help people. I'm never going to bag on those guys.
Yeah.
But I'm saying at least 60% of Kuwaitis that become doctors are not there to become, I want to help people. They want to become doctors because the doctor sign.
Well,
Doctor-
that's a world
doctor
issue.
name.
Even in the States,
Yeah,
it's the same thing. It's
Doctor insert name. That's what they want to
it's a
be.
world issue.
No, but you do see a lot of, like, the countries in, like, the States or Australia. They are making major headway in terms of medical discoveries. Why? Because they want to. We're not making any discoveries.
Mhm.
Well, and there's profit behind those discoveries.
There's profit behind their discoveries, but there's
But
also
that discovery,
inspiration.
yeah.
It's very
inspiration.
complex thing.
There's
But
an inspiration.
yeah.
Okay, if maybe one guy here in Kuwait, doctor, he wants to
Mm-hmm.
he wants to find the cure for cancer. Does he have does he have the facilities to do so?
I don't know. Maybe.
No, he does not. I for sure I know that. I know that for sure he does not, because each hospital has one MRI machine.
Really? No.
And not all, each. Only private hospitals have MRIs.
No, I'm pretty sure even
Public hospitals only Razi, I think.
Adan too. Adan is pretty big.
Yeah, it is pretty big.
Yeah.
It is pretty big, but does it have an MRI?
Yeah,
When you
I
have to
did
do
my
an MRI
X-rays there. I did a lot of X-rays.
No, you did X-rays. X-rays are different than MRIs.
I know. But
MRIs are a different
But
thing.
it was a completely big building dedicated to.
But no MRI.
There probably
Because
was. I remember
MRI
seeing
MRI is
something.
for bones.
Yeah.
So where do they send you if you break a bone? Razi. Where do you go to get your operation if you get your ACL torn? Razi. That's where you go.
Mm-hmm.
See what I mean? So very few places have MRIs. How many places have CAT scans? I don't think that many. They have the basic stuff. They don't have the high
Specialized.
state of the art.
Mhm.
We could afford, and the thing is, we could afford the state of the art. We don't have that many debts. We're not the U.S. The U.S. is in trillions and trillions of dollars of debts, and yet most of their hospitals have state of the art facilities, especially the private ones.
Mhm.
We don't. We could, but we don't.
Even universities
And
spend
see,
a lot of money.
we need that's what I'm saying. We need people like this, and I hope, and this is the kind of people I'm trying to bring in this podcast. People like Nizzy who think outside the box or think out of the natural way of thinking of Kuwaitis.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I consider myself one of those people. Not many Kuwaitis would give up a diploma that I have and give up a regular paying job that paid me pretty well, to go do something that doesn't pay me that well for now, like football. I had a regular job, and now I'm doing football and podcasting. But podcasting isn't something to get paid.
We're just doing
It's just for fun.
Yeah,
It's
we're
just
doing
for
this
fun, and I want to get these messages out. You know what I mean?
Speaking of thinking outside the box, I'd like people to know something that everyone thinks.
Yeah.
That Banksy is like amazing.
You got your 10 minutes.
Yeah.
We will dedicate
No,
the last
no.
10 minutes to you.
Yeah,
we got.
I wasn't even into it. I just know he had exhibits and he was making a lot of money.
He's
was
making a lot of money and he's full of shit.
really.
I swear to God. Look.
Yeah, Banksy, you're a bitch.
No.
Preach,
here-
brother. Preach.
I'll tell you about Banksy. Look, everyone thinks, oh my God, he's like the person who brought graffiti and street art out and blah blah blah. No, he
Get
did
him.
not. He did not.
Get
You know
him.
what happened? First of all, Rat,
Get
which
him.
is a French artist, is the one who started street art, not graffiti.
Get him.
Street art.
Well,
exactly.
no one said he started it. He's famous.
No, but he is the godfather. He started it.
Let him rant.
No.
Let him
Yeah,
rant.
yeah,
Let him
yeah.
rant.
And you know what happened? He back then in the 80s, people didn't give a shit about graffiti. So he used to make all of these political street arts. Why? Because he realized that graffiti does not suit the architecture of France. So he needed something new. So he started doing stenciling. And he started doing different arts.
All on the floor.
No, on the walls, on the floor,
Yeah,
everywhere.
Oh,
Stencil
I love the art that they do.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
France, they have amazing kinds of art on the floor.
Oh no, that's
it is insane.
Yeah, that's
sometimes.
perspective art.
Yeah,
That's
but-
actually something else.
But that is insane.
It is insane.
Still
But
art form.
yeah, a very good one too. But this guy came up with a lot of cool ideas in the 80s, and no one gave a shit about it because it was back
Is
in the
that
80s.
what's his name? Rat.
Rat, yes.
Okay.
Le Rat, to be exact.
Le Rat.
A lot.
So, and he used to have a lot of rats as well in the pieces. Like,
Yeah.
he would draw like a beautiful Mona Lisa looking thing, and,
And
she's
then there's a
standing.
rat on her shoulder.
Exactly. You say something like that. And he had a lot of political things as well. And then Banksy came along 20 years later and just copies his work.
Like line by line.
Not line by line. It was the same idea. This guy is in a TV, and it obviously means that he's manipulated by the media. He just copied the idea.
Really?
Get him.
He just copied everything.
Get
he
'em.
copied all the main pieces that made Le Rat, and then he goes ahead and uses it to create fame for himself, and
Get 'em.
then goes and makes pieces against the government, right?
Get him.
Always saying, I'm against the government,
Get 'em.
anarchy, and all of that crap.
Get him.
Look at him now. He's working with the government. The
Get 'em.
government protects his work.
Get him.
Oh yeah, because he does some work pieces around LA and no one can touch it.
Exactly. They're literally protected. They have an acrylic thing drilled in the wall so no one can touch his piece.
It's so I see this in my Instagram. All the, like these simple white
Exactly.
ladies. I don't know. I'm not trying to talk shit about LA women, but LA women are just so
Yeah.
hombre. They're like the hombre of the United States.
And you know what? They see every time they see stencil work, they say Banksy did it. It's like, no, he did fucking not. He's taking fame from other people. He's famous out of fakeness. What the hell is your deal?
Yeah, Banksy, you're a bitch.
Dude, Robo.
Fight me, RL.
Robo, which is the king of the UK. The king. He's dead now. God bless his soul. But he was the king. He retired as a king and everyone respected him. And there was this one piece that no one could touch because he did it. Because it's the only piece left that it's his legacy.
Oh damn.
Banksy met him, and then the dude introducing them to each other, he's like, hey, this is Robo. And then Banksy just looked at him and went, I don't know who you are. I never seen your work. He said that to a king of graffiti. So Robo, as a king,
Banksy, you're a bitch.
Robo made him a bitch by slapping him in the face, dropping his glasses and going, you'll remember me now.
What's his name?
Robo.
Yo, Robo, you the man.
That's a
You the
move.
man.
That's
Said ham
And
dan.
you know what
Gangsta
Banksy
shit.
did? You
That's
know
some
what
gangsta
Banksy
shit
did?
right there.
Exactly. You know what Banksy did? He went to his last piece left to leave his legacy behind and painted over it.
Fuck man, what the?
He painted over Robo's piece.
And
the
pe-
king.
people
His
don't-
only legacy left, painted over it. Robo came back out of retirement and went over every piece that Banksy ever did and ruined it. And that's why they started protecting his pieces. People started ruining Banksy's pieces and writing under it, Team Robo.
See, Banksy.
That was a good idea. Next time I see a
You
Banksy,
bitch.
I'm gonna do that shit.
Exactly.
I'm gonna do that shit.
All right.
Oh,
look,
last
all right,
thing,
look,
last thing.
Yeah.
He as soon as Robo became famous, he was struck in the street and he passed away. They killed him. He was literally murdered. No one knows how. No one knows who. As soon as he became
Banksy
famous.
did it.
Nah, I doubt Banksy killed the guy over.
Well, Robo.
But actually, Banksy was nice enough after passing away. He was nice enough to put the piece back. He actually painted it back with an apology at the bottom.
well,
All right.
Yeah.
the thing
Yeah,
is,
But
see,
he's still a bitch.
You're still a bitch, Banksy.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's very nice of you, but you're still a bitch. Anyways, that's all the time we have for today. I'm Hamdan, and this is the Hangout. Thanks to Nizzy for coming.
You're welcome.
Jacob, anything you gotta say?
oh, I'm good.
Alright,
I'm
yeah.
just happy to be here.
yeah.
It was fun.
All
It's a
right,
good thing to get this thing rolling.
everybody. Thanks from Nazar Studio. Bye, everybody.
All right, you guys take care.
Adios.
Bye.